Hey everybody, this is Denny.
And this is James from TeaDB, episode 86. So today we are reviewing a tea I have drank quite a lot of, but not a whole lot of recently. And that's because I got it from Origin Tea, which is one of my favorite vendors. And this is a dark Hong Shui oolong from Mr. Du. And who is Mr. Du? He's a Taiwanese guy that likes to roast his teas for a really long period of time at lower temperatures. So it's a high-fired, but that doesn't mean they just bake the shit out of it and whatever they use to do the firing. It's definitely one of my favorite types of teas, and so the Hong Shui means that it's kind of been exposed to a longer oxidation as well. So longer oxidation, long but low temperature roast.
Fantastic.
And the base material is from Alishan, so high mountain base material.
Nice small leaves. Looks like, really.
Yeah. And so this is the end of the bag, so there might be a little bit extra particulate that we are getting.
No big deal. We've got a 60 milliliter Gaiwan here, little baby Gaiwan. Nice for a few sips or for your fancy stuff. What are we using for ratios here? 60 milliliters to how many grams?
A little bit under 4 grams.
Okay.
And that's just what's left.
Gotcha.
And, I actually forget what the exact harvest of this tea was. But
years?
Yeah, it's like 2012 or 2013.
Okay. So, age probably won't have a huge impact on this tea, especially because it's been roasted. So we probably won't taste the age on this as much as taste the, tea itself, the roast, the base material. Let's give this a nice little sniff.
I can smell it all the way from here.
It smells incredible. It smells like chocolate and cinnamon and cream and it smells super sweet. Maybe a very hints of like cranberry fruits. Oh, jeez. It smells incredible. It smells kind of like hot chocolate in like a very distant metaphorical sense. Metaphorical is not the right word.
Metaphorical hot chocolate. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. We're gonna go with it. It's evoking an image, a taste profile in your mind, and that's the point of me. I am Mr. Taste Provocation.
Provocation. Nice.
Yeah. So we're gonna do 1-2 rinses.
Just one rinse.
Okay. Delicious, nice and yellow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the tea will probably open up, just as a lot of rolled oolongs do.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Wonderfully balanced. Already bringing a lot of flavor, but nice and thin still, just because you just started it.
And the sweetness for this is really lasting. It's like, you start out with kind of this roastier sweetness, and then it just continues on to develop into kind of a really nice huigan.
Totally. I think that, as opposed to roasted, maybe like a wooey, where you have this sort of, it tastes sweet in a sense, but it doesn't have a, the sweetness isn't very full. It's kind of just there, but it's not a big part of the tea flavor. And this has this kind of roasted sweetness to it that is really quite pleasant. Getting more flavor notes from the taste of it that are kind of closer to your traditional roasted oolong, so you're going to have something more like roasted acorns.
Yeah, I'm getting some of that.
And
so we can see from the darker, more copper orange color that we are probably going to get a slightly stronger brew.
Definitely. And the tea itself, that's hot, has
opened up.
Definitely opened up. Yeah, absolutely. And depending on what you're brewing, has a huge difference. And with these darker roasted oolongs, James, we're using a Gaiwan here, which isn't going to retain as much heat as a Yixing.
Yep.
Is there? What's your strategy behind that?
My strategy behind that is I don't own a 60 milliliter Gaiwan for roasted oolongs, so a Gaiwan we use.
Like strategy that it, yeah, there's a good strategy.
Yeah.
Cheers.
It's a good strategy not to buy too much Yixing, because you can have unlimited permutations of the use of Yixing and so.
Yeah, you could have, yeah. Oh, I think this is really nice. It's more viscous now, longer finish, more body, a little bit more fruit.
Yeah, roasted nuts and acorns, I think, like Denny said, is spot on.
It's really, really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Which is great.
And the thing I like about this tea is, like, this is a high-fire tea, but this is not high-fired in kind of like the Hong Kong style sense. So if anyone is familiar with kind of Hong Kong style roasted teas, they just will roast the shit out of the tea. So much so that you lose some of that basic tea flavor or stuff from the base material.
Yeah.
And so this tea, I think it's pretty clear, has good base material. Not necessarily the absolute best. I mean, it is Alishan, which is not the highest mountain. Sure. But it is good base material, and we can taste that base material, and the roast is just really wonderfully done on it.
I agree entirely. It still tastes like a Taiwanese oolong as opposed to like something that's hot and charcoaly, which there's nothing wrong with that either. But it's nice to see the actual base material really coming through. It's sort of like, you know, obviously it's not fitting into the green, very verdant, non-roasted or lightly roasted Taiwanese oolongs, but it still has that crispness to it, and I don't know. It's not vegetal. It's not grassy. It's fairly perfumey, at least off of the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little floral. Really, really, really pleasant. This is also another one of those teas where I think anyone could drink it at any time and really have a great experience of it. I don't know if this would pair very well with food. I think it stands by itself quite nicely. It's not sharp. It's not going to cut through anything.
Yeah.
But really well balanced, really delicious. I can see how this would be a nice treat of a daily drinker.
Definitely.
Ooh, adding that extra hot water I think really helped. It's much more fruity to me now, and
especially at the front end.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like,
yeah, exactly, and getting more of that spice that I was talking about, kind of in the tail end, is kind of teasing my palate a little bit. Really, really pleasant. Definitely been drinking some tea today, so I feel fairly energized and alert and enjoying this. Yeah, and so you were drinking this for part of your roasted oolong tea of the month.
This is actually before that, before I even launched tea of the month. So, I sampled through a bunch of Tony's darker oolongs and Mr. Do stuff. I don't even know if this is my favorite of the Mr. Do oolongs, but the Mr. Do stuff I found to be, I'm like butchering the Taiwanese name into Mr. Do. Sure. But he's they were definitely my favorite. I just really love the roasting style on that, and I think the more I drank, the more I came to really just enjoy those teas.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's kind of unfortunate that Tony has since shuttered his shop.
Yeah.
Because I think teas like this are kind of hard to find. A lot of the roasted teas that we have access to are just pretty heavily roasted.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting, looking at the actual base material, it looks nice and dark, but there still is a little bit of verdant green in there. You can still tell just a little bit. And it doesn't have that smoky, charcoaly, petroleum roast to it at all. So it's much more nutty. It's much more like a Thanksgiving flavor palette.
Nice. It looks the liqueur is kind of a Thanksgiving color too.
Well, cheers to that. I wonder when is it. We're probably so far ahead that this will be published in
it's
3 years,
2015 or something like that.
But this is really pleasant. I'm enjoying this.
So, where can someone find out more about tea, Denny?
There's this subscribe button on the top left of the page, right of the page? Which way? If they're looking at you,
I don't know.
It's on the right. Click that button. Go and check us out on TeaDB.org. That's TeaDB.org. We have an awesome newsletter. We have in between episodes where James and I are tasting our own samples and just doing blind tastings and reflecting on tea stuff in general. And those are in between episodes like this. We also have 600 million of these at this point.
This is 87.
So. We've been drinking through the world and have tasted a bunch of different stuff, so check us out. Until then, we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Cheers.